Good morning once again. We welcome you to experiencing God through the seasons of life. Our topic today is what is in your house. We are going to take our reading from the second book of Kings, chapter 2, verse 2. If you remember, yesterday we read chapter 1 and today we are reading chapter 2. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house save a pot of oil. May the Lord bless the reading of his word. One thing that I see here is that Elisha did not help her cry. Elisha asked the two most important questions that we should ask ourselves whenever we find ourselves in a situation. And I think these questions are questions that as a widow you need to ask yourself. What shall I do for thee? You tell me, is the question that the prophet asked. And this question is very, very important, for you need to know how you need to be helped. If you do not know how you need to be helped, people are going to help you in any way, some which undermines your intelligence, some help which is way too above above your ability. So when the prophet asked, what can I do for you? She needed to have an answer. Because if you do not have an answer as a widow, this is the question that you are supposed to be asking yourself. Now that I'm a widow, now that I'm in this situation, what do I need? How can I be helped? And it is only you who can answer that question according to your ability. The prophet then goes to ask another question. What do you have in your house? And she had to think what was at home. Remember, everything that was of value had been taken, and there seemed to be nothing. But the prophet still pointed it back home. Remember, the church was richer than the state. The prophet could have taken some money from the church coffers, but he did not do so. Why? Because if he had done that, he would have made a church beggar and a permanent church mouse for life. But the prophet points it back to a home. What do you have in your home? Initially, she said, I don't have. And I think this woman, if she was in Africa, she would have been African. Because it's so African to say, I don't have, even when you do have a lot. And she had to look deeply out of the nothingness of her life. There was still something of value. And I want to believe there is something of value in your life. What do you have? That is a very important question you need to ask yourself. And when she realized that there was a pot of oil, she said, oh, there is nothing save a pot of oil. And this pot of oil, remember, the oil in the Bible stands for the Holy Spirit. When you have the Holy Spirit, if you are still alive, there is a lot that you have. Little is much when God is in it. Recently, I saw on Facebook, this thing went viral. There was a homeless man who had this booming, beautiful voice. And he would greet people at the crossroads to just say, good morning, this is so and so, and he would say his name. And one guy took a video of that man and it went viral. The next thing, I saw the man on a radio show being interviewed. The rest is history. He is now a very big guy because he just used what he had. He had his voice. There are many people who are making money out of talk shows. What do you have? And the prophet says, what can I do for you? And this interpretation, she had to answer the question herself. And I want to tell you this morning that little is much when God is in it. So my dear friends, take heart. There is something that you have, and whether it's little, but if God is in it, it's big. For this woman's story was about to change. May the Lord bless you this morning as you consider what is in your house and what you have.